first hear about that?
I first heard about it from a store merchant down on Main Street who wasn't very far at all from the train station as it crosses Main and Butler there. And he and I have a really nice relationship. We were just having a conversation one afternoon and he told me about it. And I just paused. I said, what are you saying is going to happen there again? I said, isn't that where the asbestos is? And he says, I think it's right on top of it. I said, oh, dear Lord. Well, I guess I just parked it in the back of my mind, but then it kept creeping up and started to really bother me. So I began to look into it and to see really what was proposed. And it startled me. I'd have to say that the very first response was, I'm going to lose my beautiful view in the back of my home. I'll be honest, that's exactly what I was most concerned about. Then I thought about all the other neighbors who have moved here for specific reasons. They move here not to move next to a high-rise or to have a potential high-rise in their future. Not that I have an issue with high-rises, but I think there's appropriate places to put them. And in the middle of this beautiful, beautiful area, it just seemed way out of line. So, in a way you could say it was a selfish response for me. What's the expression they use? NIMBY? Not in my backyard. So, I remember it was towards the end of 2004 in the fall, and I had a business trip to go on the next day, but I felt like I had to do something because I was going to be gone for about 10 days. So that afternoon, I created a flyer that showed the high-rise looming over the neighborhood in two different perspectives, and it was just really kind of photoshopped in, but it was as close to scale as I thought I could make it. And I drove the car, my wife was in the passenger seat, and we put about 100 of those flyers in mailboxes till about midnight, the night before I went away, and left my phone number. And the next day, I guess while I was flying, my phone just blew up. People wanted to know more and more about it. And I think the image of the high-rise, rather than just saying there's a high-rise going up, really got people concerned and worried about it as well. So the grassroots effort began that night, and shortly after my return, we began to meet, and we had literally hundreds of meetings over a long, long period of time. And I was so impressed with the members and their expertise and what they were all capable of doing. It was kind of like just a perfect blend of skills and personalities, and some people would have time to research through the night into the morning because we needed something the next day to respond to an official about something, and they would do it in an incredibly coherent and logical way and present that information. It just was really something to be a part of. I've been a business owner for 35 years, and I know what it's like to put a good team together, and somehow it's all just gelled. It started out with 60 or 70 or 80 people, but at the end of a short period of time, it really boiled down to the people that really cared. So, not to get ahead of myself, but we were successful in not allowing the high-rise to be built. And there was a whole lot that went into that. But the story with Citizens for Better Ambler, which is the name of the little group that we formed, story is that we didn't stop there. That was just the catalyst that got it going. But all the information that we were able to pull together during that period of time led us all to realize that I almost want to thank Kane Core for it, because it put this right on the top of the headlines every week. In the Ambler Gazette, it just didn't die. It didn't go away. And as a result of that, there's a whole lot that's going on down there right now that's really good for the community.